I believe both sides contribute great things for the Indian and American relationship. I think that with Kamala being of Indian heritage and also Mr. Trump having visited India and recently, in the past, and having a good relationship with Narendra Modi ji, I believe that either way, whoever becomes president, it will be a great relationship, and we're really excited to see what turns out.
Ms. Harris has been actually focusing on winning more women voters, and she has been talking about right to reproductive system and abortion, etc. 14 U.S. states have banned abortion. She has been highlighting it very significantly. How do you see it actually?
I believe that the Republican aspect of this is seemingly a little bit more stringent and strong and opposing to pro-choice. But at the same time, I think that it has been blown out of proportion, and the right side also believes in pro-choice to an extent. And I do support Kamala Harris as far as that's concerned. Pro-choice for me is absolutely the way to go, even as a physician. Life is also very important, but there are things that come about, and women have to make that choice.
Ms. Harris has consistently been focusing on this issue. Last rally in Florida, she has actually very strongly criticized the Republicans. Do you think it is an attempt to just win more women voters, and it is working well for Ms. Harris?
I think that it's not just a ploy. I think she believes that. And I think that that will win more women voters because of the idea that she will support our rights. But that's not to say that Donald Trump will not.
So when you go out to vote, what will be the factors that will impact you or any other Indian community members? What are the key issues that you think will impact the decision of the Indian community when they go out to vote?
Well, I believe that the taxation is a big deal. And for me, I think fair taxation to even the wealthier individuals is important because everyone is working hard. That's a big part. And also being fair as far as pro-choice is very important to me as well. But overall, making the American public be able to afford just normal things, I think is also really, really key right now. And it's always going to be important. So I believe both sides are willing to help out with that and make improvements.
Ma'am, you have been part of the healthcare system in the US for quite a long time. And healthcare has been a very, very sensitive issue in the US elections and as general also. So can you explain, in fact, what are the expectations and what are the promises made by both the parties and how it will play out in the overall election outcome?
Well, I don't know how it's going to play out in the overall outcome, but I do believe they have a very big role in this because of the support that's needed by not just the American public and the underprivileged, but also the physician population that needs to have that support from the government to do their job for the American public.
Ma'am, immigration has been also a kind of thorny issue. Mr. Donald Trump has promised to, throw out all the undocumented immigrants from the soil of US, and he even said that in fact the birthrights of children of undocumented immigrants will be reversed. So how do you see this issue, and is it going to impact Indian community as well?
Well, I think as far as the Indian community, it will not affect them as much as it does some other cultures that have immigrated here without documents. I don't believe there are as many, but at the same time, I think that Mr. Trump has to say certain things very quickly. And if he thinks about certain topics, there will be some gray areas. So I'm hoping for that.
If Kamala Harris wins the election, it will be history for US. She will be the first woman president of the US. So how you are looking at it? In fact, are you excited that the US will have a U.S. has the possibility of having a woman president after its, after a century actually.
Yes. I think that that would be phenomenal if she's the right candidate. It will be a landmark and a mark in history. So we'll just have to see what happens next week.
Yeah. The Indian community is having a significant kind of influence in the overall election outcome in the state of Georgia. So around 2 lakh Indians are eligible to vote. So do you think Indian community has emerged as one of the most politically significant community in the state of Georgia? It's a swing state, and then every vote counts actually. That's why both the candidates have come to Georgia and then tried to various sections of the voters.
Yes, I think that in Georgia, a lot of people who, as we know, who were previously voting Republican have come to vote Democrat. But as far as Indians are concerned, I think it's the same. I think it's split. I do think it's a large population, and many of us will hopefully go out and vote and make that difference and have our voice heard.
Ma'am, the people-to-people contacts between India and US, it's a global story. The Indians have played a very important role in overall, growth and development of US in multiple sectors. There have been demands that the H-1B cap should be raised so that more talented Indians wanting to come to US can actually come to US, sorry, and then leading companies have also been pressing for raising the cap. So what do you think? How do you see the issue?
Well, I absolutely support that. I think that would be a big mistake if they put a cap on that, because the United States was built on immigration, and it's important to have the intelligent and the hardworking people of India to be able to come here and contribute to this society and this wonderful country.
Then how do you see the overall India-US relations in the last 10-15 years? It has expanded significantly, but from somebody who has been in the US, I would like to have your views.
I think in the last 10-15 years, it's much better. I think after 9/11, it struggled a little bit, but after years have passed, I think it's really improved, and I'm hoping that in the years to come that it will be even stronger.
And last question about healthcare sector. You briefly mentioned, but how do you see this cooperation between the two countries going forward in the healthcare sector, and what are the possible areas specifically?
With India and the US? So I feel that really where that can be a connection and improvement is more along Indian physicians coming in from India, allowing that to be easier. Also giving the support of allowing Indian citizens to come here for medical care if needed. There's sometimes there's no resources for those individuals in India, and there are organizations now here that are allowing them to come here, or we're sending resources to them there to help them with these serious health conditions.